I really hate when I know in my spirit that I was staying away from something for all of the right reasons. Because I knew in my spirit that this series, the Game Changers universe, was not for Monty. And yet I allowed myself to be hoodwinked, suckered, led astray, bamboozled into picking up this series. And then the first book was bad, and we talked about that yesterday. But I said, you know what, that was the first book. Maybe there's only up from here. Little did I know we were going to sink beneath hell to some unknown dimension, because that's where I'm at right now. I've listened to, I think, 14% of Heated Rivalry, and Rachel Reid cannot write their way out of a wet paper bag. Rachel Reid is a talentless hack, and I am gagged that anybody in my audience thought, one, I should read this book, two, that y'all read this drivel and allowed it to become so popular, to become so a thing that we have whole television productions. Now, this is not a commentary on the TV production, because obviously that is its own unique entity that could be good, just because it's drivel in a book. Obviously, television is a different medium. I'm not trapped in these ragamuffins' heads. And so aesthetically, it could be more pleasing. Now, I have seen one clip. And I do think the Russian is ugly, but maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be good. But here, let's talk about this. So I have two things that we need to discuss. First of all, I think that Rachel Reid has a race issue. I think it's a race issue in this. It's popping up. It peaked its nasty little head in the first book in Heated Rivalry, because there's a black player on the New York Admirals. Also, I think it threw me for a loop because the teams have different names in the show than they do in this book. And so I'll take it back. Shane and Ilya's teams have different names in the show. And I don't necessarily understand why that is, because the names in the book are not the names in the real NHL. And I'm not really sure that they're better. I don't think that the Boston Raiders is better than the Boston Bears. But is a bear just a Bruin? Maybe that's why. Anyway, and the Montreal Metros that was a choice. Anyway, so where I got myself sidetracked. Oh, it creeped his head up because in the New York City Admirals, there is a black player. He's not the important part, but the coach is a black man. And that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, except when Scott Hunter is making the decision that he is going to come out and he is going to allow people to know about his sexuality. First, he tells his three closest teammates, and they're like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy you told us. And then one of them kind of sulks for a while, and they're like, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe that you didn't think I was a safe space. I don't care. It's already bad enough we got this whole coming out storyline. I don't need the why didn't you think you could tell me storyline as well. It's 2025. Let's move on from here. Even when this book came out, it was 2018. Let's get over it. But I digress. Although I guess the book was said the mid aughts. Okay, sure, maybe. I guess if Bush was my president, I wouldn't be running out the closet either. Although I think we might have been in Obama turn one, so maybe we could have, but it doesn't matter. So that was the thing. So he's talking to his coach, and it's when I was a black player, I didn't think about being black. I didn't think about my race at all, and it just wasn't a factor to me. But mind you, I want to say I Googled it today, and I want to say that the first black NHL player was in 1950 something. So first saying that this book is set in the mid 2000s, and his coach played for some period of time. Let's say, at best, he would have been playing in the 80s, which is, again, 3 decades removed from the real-life color barrier being broken. But 30 years in hockey, I do fear that you, at that point, just 3 decades removed from the very first black player, you would have known your space in the space that you were occupying and how important that space that you were occupying was. And the idea that you'd be like, yeah, I wasn't thinking about being a black person. I was just thinking about, being the best player that I can. And it's not until I get players today coming up to me and saying, oh, you blazed the trail for me, that I even think about the fact that I'm a black. Crazy, like absolutely craziness. So that was in Heated Rivalry. I'm like, no, that was a side character. It was a side character that was like, she was trying to do a thing to like make Scott feel like he wasn't necessarily alone. Like people could commiserate with his experience, which can they? Like, it's not like, I don't know. But I was like, it was kind of clunky. The heart was in the right place, but like, sure, whatever. Imagine my surprise when I open up Heated Rivalry today and I'm like, okay, Monty, it's Sunday morning. Let's do a little bit of Heated Rivalry today so that when you go to the hotel tomorrow, you can just knock it out. You can have a nice, easy breezy, beautiful day. Maybe this is where the series is going to get good. You're going to fall in love with these characters. You're going to want to be with them. And imagine my surprise when I open it up. And already I'm rolling my eyes. So Shane Hollander is Asian. He has a Japanese parent. He has a Canadian parent, a white Canadian parent, is my understanding of his heritage. And he is, that's like one of the first things we learn about him. So love that for the Asian community that have Shane Hollander. And I think I knew that just based on, I knew that the man in the TV show is Asian, but I wasn't aware if that was something that was for the TV show or was true to the character. So I'm happy that it was in the book. So love that. But his Asianness is always brought up to juxtapose against like how being Asian somehow makes him, I don't want to say childlike, but like not as rugged or masculine. He's just not. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Particularly because it's always brought up in direct opposition to Ilya being this Russian, just like heap of masculinity with his like, it's weird. It's weird. There's no bones about it. Like, it is simply disturbing to me, to be honest with you. In the first 14%, I want to say it's been brought up like 3 times in each of their little sexual encounters. There was a point in the book where also there's too many fucking flashbacks. We start in, I think, what is supposed to be the present, and we understand that they are fuck buddies, and then we flash back into the past timeline where they're meeting together for the first time. Also, the idea that you could have this rivalry, and the genesis of this rivalry is like this one-off Junior Worlds competition. Like, they played each other like 2 times. They played each other 2 times. They go number 1, number 2 in the draft. Shane going second, respectively. They go to, I guess, teams that have a rivalry built in. And that's what the rivalry. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here, Rachel. Like, we need more. There has to be something more to the rivalry than that. Like, that's not enough for a rivalry, not in my book. Anyway, so we flash back to them. I'm like, okay, I guess we could start in the present. Also, the stuff in the present was so fucking annoying because, again, here in my head, all these NHL losers are broke, even broke. Again, my head, maybe not reality. Certainly in like the mid-aughts, like, I guess the dollar and the Canadian dollar was probably going a little bit further in the mid-aughts. But what do you mean this man has 4 homes? This man on an NHL salary has 4 homes. He owns an entire building. This is the part that really killed me about it. It wasn't even the fact that he had 4 homes, but he had he had the sex condo. Then he had the 2 other condos in the building so that people couldn't hear him. And then there was an abandoned, like, sales, not abandoned, but it was a sales place, like a store, like a general storefront that was closed for the night. And so when he's getting dicked down by Ilya, he's up there moaning his heart out, talking about, I hope no one can hear me. Who's supposed to hear you? You own the fucking building. Who's the person walking the dog on the street? Like, why is this commentary here? They're not fucking in a regular. It's so silly. It is so silly. Mind you, imagine that you've been hooking up with somebody for 7 years in your abandoned little warehouse condo. Meanwhile, Scott Hunter was bringing a man home and dicking him down in every room in his penthouse apartment. Scott Hunter, who was so scared about everybody, and it's not like Kip was quiet. Kip was loud as could be. But now all of a sudden we're getting digged down in abandoned buildings and you're worried about somebody here, you're worried about the lady on the street walking her dog hearing it, be so serious. So that already had me annoyed. Then we kept having this like, oh my goodness, he's so Asian and so childlike and so boyish. And here's Ilya, a full grown man. Because then there's a scene, I think it's like their second junior world championships where Shane gets to win this time and Ilya goes second place, which, okay, who cares? Not me, because I'm not invested in any of this, but it's in this same situation, I want to say. Or I guess it's like a couple months later, because I guess the first time they fuck is after they've been drafted. No, well, the draft happens and then do the junior world again. So I guess I was right. My thought process is correct. But they're talking about how Shane turned 18 and Ilya turned 18 a week ago. But because he's a little Asian boy, he's a little Asian, kawaii Asian boy. I can't even tell if kawaii was actually used because Tora Tom is a horrible audiobook narrator. I rewound this like 17 different times and I slowed it down. So like maybe they didn't say kawaii, but they're like, this cute little Asian boy, he's so boyish. But Ilya, he's strong Russian man. He's man. Craziness. I'm sorry. Like deeply, deeply unserious. Rachel Reid, get the fuck out. Also, I'm sorry. I'm tired of the fucking sex. I want a buck. I just want a buck. Like maybe I'm the problem. Maybe this part is all on Monty and it's not on Rachel Reid, but I just want a buck. I just want a buck. I don't want a buck. I feel like I have fluff and then I have smut. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Where's the substance? Not here. Not with Rachel Reid. No. So I don't care about the flashbacks. I don't care about this rivalry because it's something that we've undercut it, but it's just like, why do I care that they have this rivalry? And they're fucking, they don't hate each other. They don't hate, like there's no venom there. Even in like Twisted Hate when they have this like enemies to lover situation, like that was also deeply unserious, and we also got to the fucking a little bit too quickly for Monty. But this is like, there was build up over there. Like I did see them in the background bickering. Now, having read Twisted Hate, I know they were in the background bickering and fucking, but I didn't know that at the time. You know, like that was revealed later. Like the very first scene between these two characters, I'm seeing them hook up at this abandoned love house, talking about, ooh, I should sell it. Of course you should sell it. You ain't got money to keep this up, but like, I guess to be fair to him, Shane Hollander's at least in Canada. Like the idea that Scott Hunter was raking in all this money, you know, being the celebrity, you know, hockey spokesperson in America was what was truly crazy to me, because maybe not even in New York City. I don't think the New York City residents care about hockey like that. I mean, I know that they have hockey around them. They have a team, I guess, in the city, and then they have the Devils like right there. And I think the Devils also play at Madison Square Garden. So like, I get it. Like I can't say that it's not a hockey town, but this is like, do they between the Yankees and their basketball teams and the football people, like I don't really know where the NHL ranks in the city for but what do I know? I've never been, so I can't take it away, but it's just like, what are we doing here? So Rachel Reid, the first 14% of this book have not impressed me. Shane Hollander might be even worse than Kip. I thought I hated Kip, but Shane, this is the other thing. Shane hates himself so much. There's all this shame and embarrassment. And I think that part of me, like what makes me really roll my eyes is him feeling shame and embarrassment about like being more submissive or being the receiving partner. And it's just like, I really don't have time for that, bitch. I really don't have time for that storyline. I don't care how true and authentic it is to somebody. It ain't what I want to read. So if that's the journey that we got to go on, give me back to Kip. Go. Let me get back in that man's head. So Rachel Reid, again, to me, I don't think she could write her way out of a wet paper bag. I do not see the skill. I do not see the talent. I don't see the special something. Like, this is so bland generic. Anybody could do this better. Like, you could go onto I could go onto AO3 right now and find 3 random people writing scenes, and maybe they couldn't write a full-length novel, but I have yet to see that Rachel Reid could write a full-length novel. I don't think that Game Changer was full-length novel necessarily. Like, shit happened, but I don't know if it was a novel. So maybe Heat of Rivalry will get better after the first 14%, but my first impression is not a good one. It is not a good one, bestie. So I'm going to get this done probably tomorrow when I'm at the hotel. And then I will tune in to the little TV show. I think I got 4 episodes to catch up on now. Maybe by the time I have my day off. I don't know what day they air. I feel like I see people talk about new episodes on Thursdays, but I don't know how true that is. But maybe by this weekend when I have those days off in a row, I'll be able to catch up and I'll have like 5 episodes to watch. So we'll see. Who knows? But for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up here. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and let me know down below if you've read Heated Rivalry. Does it get better? Am I being too harsh? Let me know. But until tomorrow, bye, besties.